BrainBobble presents 7 ways to develop your memory even if you can't see mental images. Visualizing is an important part of developing your memory and recall abilities. For some people, visualizing helps them create mental images in their head, which makes it easier to remember information. However, not everyone can do this. Some people have a condition called aphantasia, which means they are unable to form mental images or pictures in their minds. But, even without the ability to visualize, there are plenty of other strategies people with aphantasia can use to help them learn and memorize faster. 1. Memorize rhymes. When you visualize images in your mind, memorizing rhymes can be a really helpful way to develop your memory. When you use a rhyme to remember something, it helps you to remember the information better because the rhythm and repetition of the words make it easier to recall. For example, if you had to study the planets in our solar system, you could create a rhyme like this: "My very eager mother just served us 9 planets." Each word in the sentence corresponds with a planet: my for Mercury, very for Venus, eager for Earth, mother for Mars, just for Jupiter, served for Saturn, us for Uranus, and 9 for Neptune. So when you need to remember the order of the planets, all you have to do is say that sentence over and over, and soon enough it will stick. Try making up your own rhymes or mnemonics to help you learn and remember. It can be a fun way to exercise your memory and get creative at the same time. 2. Take notes. Writing down important information helps to develop your memory, even if you can't see mental images or visualize what you have learned. Taking notes helps you remember details by providing a physical representation of the ideas and concepts that you are trying to remember, making it easier for your mind to recall them later. When you take notes, your brain is actively processing the information, which reinforces the concepts and makes them easier to recall. Additionally, writing down ideas or keywords can give you helpful cues that jog your memory when you need it most. 3. Learn how to make connections. Making connections between different pieces of information is a powerful way to develop your memory, even when you can't see mental images. When you make connections between different facts or pieces of information, it helps your brain to store the information in a more organized way. This makes it easier to recall and remember facts because they are linked together in a logical order rather than being stored as individual pieces of information. The process of forming these connections also encourages your brain to actively process the information, further strengthening your ability to remember it later. 4. Practice with flashcards. Flashcards are great tools for committing facts and vocabulary words to memory without having to rely on visual support. Write a word or phrase on one side of a card and its associated definition on the other side, then test yourself by flipping the cards over and trying to recall the correct answer without seeing it written down first. By writing down the facts you want to remember on a flashcard and reviewing it regularly, you can train your brain to associate the information with its prompt and help you remember it without having to refer back to the flashcard. With enough repetition, your brain will start to naturally associate the information with the prompt and be able to remember it without having to refer back to the flashcard. 5. Play memory games. Memory games are an effective method to assist in strengthening your memory. These types of games use visual cues, multiple steps, and repetition to help you learn information quickly. By playing these types of games regularly, you are training your brain to remember patterns and information in order to complete the game correctly. This helps strengthen your brain's ability to recall facts quicker in other areas of life. 6. Chunk information together. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by all the information in a book or a lecture? It can be hard to remember so much at once if you don't have a good way to organize it. That's where chunking comes in. Chunking is a strategy for breaking up complex information into smaller chunks that are easier to remember. This can be especially helpful for someone who doesn't see mental images when they learn. First, break down a lesson into its main points and write each one down separately. Then think about how the points are connected and group them together into categories or chunks of related information. This will help create an easy-to-remember map of what you need to know. You can also add some extra memory aids like simple drawings or keywords that will help recall each chunk of info later on. By using this strategy, you can take something difficult and shape it into something simpler and more manageable for your brain. Give it a try next time you need to memorize something important. You might just find that it helps. 7. Exercise regularly. You might not think that exercise and memory go hand in hand, but they actually do. Exercise is great for getting your brain into shape. It can make it much easier to remember things. Even better, you don't have to be able to visualize information in your head in order to benefit from working out. Exercise helps with memory because it pumps more oxygen into your brain. With more oxygen in the brain, the neurons, cells that help us remember things, are more likely to fire away, helping us store and recall information more easily. Plus, as an added bonus, regular exercise also boosts energy levels, giving you a helpful boost any time of day when you need to focus on a task or remember something important. Ultimately, the key to developing your memory is to practice and develop healthy habits that will help you commit information to memory. By using strategies like chunking, making associations, and playing memory games, as well as taking advantage of tools like flashcards or a simple notepad, you can train your brain to remember more easily, even if you don't see mental images when trying to recall facts. And for more mind-expanding tips and luscious food for thought, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Thanks for watching.